Ethan Moore was a 36-year-old single dad, and the janitor of Sanders Enterprises, one of the biggest real estate firms in Chicago. Every morning before dawn, he'd pack his 7-year-old daughter's lunch, a peanut butter sandwich, apple slices, and a little note that said, "Have a bright day, my sunshine." Dad. Life hadn't been kind to Ethan. His wife, Grace, passed away 3 years ago in a car accident, leaving him with Lily, and hospital debts that never seemed to end. He'd sold their car, worked double shifts, and rented a small one-bedroom apartment just outside the city. But through it all, Lily never complained. She just smiled and told him, "It's okay, Daddy. We still have each other." That smile was the only reason he kept going. One rainy evening, after his shift cleaning the top floors, Ethan went to the cafeteria to warm up Lily's dinner. He worked late that night, the day before the company's big investor meeting. All the executives were gone, except one couple sitting quietly in the corner, an old man and his wife, both dressed in worn coats. They weren't employees. They looked lost. The old man's hands shook as he helped his wife sip from a cup of water. She looked frail, her eyes sunken. Ethan gently approached. "Excuse me, are you both all right?" The old man smiled weakly. "We were waiting for our son, he said he worked here. But maybe we got the day wrong." "We're fine, son." But Ethan could see they weren't fine. Their clothes were soaked from the rain. The cafeteria was closing. And they hadn't eaten anything. He hesitated, glancing down at the small lunchbox in his hands, Lily's dinner. Her favorite mac and cheese. He swallowed hard. Maybe you could have this, just until your son gets here." The old woman shook her head, embarrassed. "Oh no, we can't take your food." But Ethan smiled, his eyes kind. "Please. My daughter wouldn't want anyone to go hungry." And before they could protest, he placed the warm meal in front of them, even splitting the little chocolate cookie in half. The couple's eyes filled with tears. They thanked him quietly, blessing him under their breath. What Ethan didn't know was that someone else was watching. From the balcony above, Olivia Sanders, the CEO, had been walking by to review the next day's conference setup, and had seen everything. She watched him give away that meal. She saw the tenderness in his face. And when he walked out, wet, exhausted, and empty-handed, she couldn't stop thinking about it. Chapter 2: The CEO's Test. The next morning, everything changed. Ethan arrived early as usual, ready to clean the boardroom before the big investor meeting. But when he entered, Olivia Sanders was already there, her arms crossed, eyes sharp. "Mr. Moore, may I speak with you?" she said firmly. Ethan's heart raced. Had she seen him last night? Was he in trouble for letting strangers in? "Yes, ma'am," he said quietly. She placed a file on the table. "You've been working here for 3 years. No complaints, no missed days. But last night, I saw you give away company food that didn't belong to you. To complete strangers." Ethan froze. His mouth went dry. "Ma'am, I'm sorry. It was my daughter's meal. They looked hungry. I didn't think." Olivia raised a hand to stop him. "So, you gave away your child's dinner? To strangers?" Her tone was unreadable. He lowered his gaze. "Yes, ma'am. I couldn't walk away." A heavy silence followed. Then Olivia said coldly, "You're fired. Clean out your locker." Ethan's breath caught. His world spun. He tried to speak, but no words came out. He just nodded slowly, holding back tears. That night, when he picked up Lily from school, she noticed he was quiet. "Daddy, what's wrong?" "Nothing, sweetheart. Just a tough day." "Did you get in trouble?" "A little." She hugged him tightly. It's okay, Daddy. You always tell me kindness comes back to us. He smiled weakly, though his heart was breaking. The next morning, Ethan went to the building one last time to collect his things. As he walked toward the janitor's closet, the receptionist stopped him. Mr. Moore. Ms. Sanders wants to see you upstairs. Confused, he took the elevator up to the 25th floor, the CEO's office. When he entered, Olivia stood beside a large window, looking out at the city skyline. She turned, holding a folder. Sit down, Mr. Moore. He obeyed silently. Then, she did something unexpected. She smiled. Do you know who the old couple was that you helped last night? Ethan blinked. No, ma'am. I just saw they needed. They're my parents, she interrupted softly. He froze. Your parents? Olivia nodded, her voice trembling slightly. They wanted to visit the office unannounced. I told them not to, they're stubborn. I didn't even know they were here until I saw you feed them. I stood there, ashamed. Because I realized something. Her eyes glistened now. You, a janitor with nothing to spare, showed them more kindness than I did. You reminded me what this company, what humanity, should stand for. She placed an envelope in front of him. That's not a termination letter. It's a promotion. You're no longer a janitor, Mr. Moore. You're joining our community outreach department, full benefits, $80,000 a year. Ethan just stared, speechless. Ma'am, I don't know what to say. She smiled. Just keep being who you are. My father said last night, that man saved more than our hunger, he saved our faith in people. Tears welled in Ethan's eyes. He looked down, whispering. Thank you, for giving me a chance. Olivia nodded. No, Mr. Moore. Thank you, for reminding me that kindness is power. Epilogue. Months later, Ethan stood in a bright new office, helping run a charity program feeding families in need. Lily sat at his desk, drawing with crayons, while a framed picture of Olivia's parents hung beside the company's new slogan. Kindness builds empires. As he walked her to school one morning, Lily looked up and said, Daddy, remember when you gave my dinner away? He smiled softly. Yeah, sweetheart. That was the best meal I ever shared. Music swells. Camera fades to black.